Unsere letzten beiden Spieler des Abends. Wir begrüßen aus Stoke-on-Trent, England, ein WM World Matchplay und World Grand Prix Viertelfinalist. Und der Gewinner von 13 PDC-Titeln, hier kommt Diamond Ian White. Basel, hier kommt die Nummer 2 der Welt. Der Gewinner von 26 PDC-Titeln, ein ehemaliger Grand Slam of Darts Champion und der ehemalige Champion of the World. It's Bully Boy Michael Smith.
Final match of the day here in Switzerland. The Swiss Darts Trophy has certainly delivered in abundance so far, and my goodness me, there's no sign of this party atmosphere fading. The fans here just squeezing every ounce of enjoyment out of this one. Staying here to the very last, and maybe staying here for the very best as well. Could be a real treat in store in our final match of the day. Ian White, great to see him back on a European Tour stage. We haven't seen too much of him on a Euro Tour lately. Just one first-round defeat at the European Darts Grand Prix earlier this year in April. First and second round defeats were the order of the day in 2023. 5 years ago, Ian White was a really strong force, not only on the floor, but also on the European Tour as well. Back-to-back finals and then back-to-back titles over the course of that season. There was a real spell of dominance. 3 further quarterfinals for good measure.
First leg, Michael to throw first. Game on.
Even as recently as 2020 in the COVID year, he managed to squeeze in a semi-final as well. It is great to see him back.
140.
And Ian White looks as though he's enjoying himself as well and happy to be a part of this. And I think he'll want to be more than a part of this. I think he'll feel as though this is a match in which he can be at least competitive. And just to underline that, Matt Edgar, he's rattled in a 180 with his first visit of the night.
Yeah, he'll probably feel a bit of a free opportunity as well, won't it? An opportunity he probably thought he wasn't going to get. He did actually lose in the qualifiers, and due to the withdrawal of Ryan Joyce and Michael Van Gerwen, Ian White, one of the beneficiaries, alongside Jim Williams, who we saw this afternoon. This is a big period of time, you feel, in the career. I was going to say short-term career of Michael Smith, but it's not really. It's in regards to his season, could affect the long-term career, because depending how these next few months go, Michael Smith could drop from being very high in the world rankings to being outside of the top 16.
190. 124. Ian, you require 130.
Yeah, we'll touch upon that in a little bit more detail in due course. Ian White now looking at 70. Now looking at double 5.
Game shown first.
Oh, what a way to start things
Ian
off.
White.
A 130 checkout, a break of throw, 12
Second
darter.
leg, Ian to throw first.
Started off with a 180, and yeah, you're right. I mean, Michael Smith, I think, will be aware of what is potentially at stake, not too far down the road from here. But also, I mentioned the fact that he's very close to that dotted line in the All-European Order of Merit as well, 16,500 prior to this weekend. Needs to win his opening match as well to pick up any ranking money here as well this weekend, as one of the invited players as through his Pro Tour Order of Merit standing.
133.
And yeah, all of a sudden things could unravel. Now, Michael Smith is a talented player, clearly.
94.
Too talented to allow that to happen, and could, well, do enough to avert the dangers, but they are still dangers. They are still there lurking. And it's how about the response from Michael Smith. And this won't be easy. I mean, this, as you say, this is a little bit of a gift for Ian White. Wasn't meant to be here. Came into the field late on.
34, and you're 103.
No pressure. Feel the lack of expectation.
He's on for another 12 darter here. Ian White back-to-back 12 darters to kick off this game. Back-to-back tonpless finishes. Michael Smith, well, he'll know what he's up against with Ian White, but this is form that we haven't seen from Ian White for a couple of years now. Important game for Michael Smith. You talk about that money that he needs to defend. Well, the European Championship, £60,000 will be on the line for Michael Smith, so he really needs to be in that lineup and be in that field, and a defeat here would be really damaging to his hopes.
57.
And you have to say as well, you look at Ian White, what he's done on the floor, nowhere near the standard that he was setting a few years ago when he was, I think, the best player in the world on the floor in the Players' Championship events.
100.
Regularly going deep in those. I mean, he's had a couple of last 16 appearances lately. One this week just gone, one the week before.
100.
As Michael Smith rattles in his first 180 of the match as well. He's had one quarter-final on the Pro Tour this year as well. It's not been
140.
all doom and gloom.
64.
It's not been a complete bed of roses either, but there have been moments for Ian White.
140. $121. Michael, you required 24.
Well, this is being played at just the sort of pace we were anticipating. That's a long way inside for double 6. That's a long way inside for double 3 as well.
21.
And Ian White might well fancy his chances here. 130's been taken care of. 103's been taken care of. A very gettable 96.
Ian, you require 96.
Well, big moment in the early part of this game. For a double breaker throw, Ian White wants double 8.
88.
Very, very close
Michael,
indeed.
You require 3.
One missed start at double 8 for a 3-0 lead. Michael Smith has an awkward 3 to get here. There's the easy bit.
No score. Ian, you require 8.
This is one of the most awkward finishes on a dartboard, especially for the angle at which Michael Smith's darts lie, and he's been punished for those missed opportunities. Ian White halfway to victory, averaging 112.
Well, living up to his nickname, this is a diamond-encrusted performance so far for Ian White.
131.
Bullying the bully boy into submission, 3-0 down.
100.
And in those recent last 16 appearances, there have been some big averages as well.
121.
102 in a 6-1 win against Gabriel Clemens.
131.
And he beat Michael Smith's namesake Ross Smith as well, with a tonpless average in that campaign as well.
60. 100.
Two players who have played each other countless times before. Especially on the floor as well.
59. Michael, you require 170.
Michael Smith will have been well aware of the potential for pitfalls here. Big fish incoming, not on this occasion.
Well, 26 times, in fact, they've gone head-to-head, of which Michael Smith's come out the victor on 16 occasions. He's going to come out the victor here, though. He needs to start making a move, and making a move now.
70.
Just single 9 leads 41. Yeah.
Ian, you require 86.
Just unravelled again, didn't it, there for Michael Smith? 54 for 32 here for Ian White. That's the more orthodox route to glory.
70. Michael, you require 40.
Bit of a let-off there for Michael Smith. Ian White missing 2 darts to go 4-0 up. That's a long way off.
20.
Yeah, it's not happening, is it? Yeah, there was a time when Ian White was 16. His dominant force on the floor a few years ago, that double 16, double 8, he was almost foot perfect on it every single time. Not so on that occasion. Double 4, inside for double 2.
12.
Another let-off here for Michael Smith, who
20.
needs to get his shooting boots on. 0 from 7 so far. That's a long way inside. 0 from 8. 1 from 9 in the end. Will that be the catalyst for the fight back, or will it just spark Ian White into life once again? Because he will know that 0 from 5 on that occasion has cost him dearly there.
Well, one thing it will be that we can be sure of is a bit of relief there for Michael Smith. 4-0 when Ian White is scoring the way he is. Look at that front 9 average.
100.
Well, the only way Ian White will qualify for the Euros, a win here this weekend. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check if he's in position for the final tournament of the year in Prague.
44.
Off the top of my head, I don't think he is. But either way, needs a big run here if he wants to harbour any ambitions of going to Dortmund.
43.
I don't think he'll have been doing that. I think it was all about just, let's just see what can be produced this weekend.
The big danger for Ian White this year was talks about potentially losing the tour card. After a couple of years of bad form, he broke his chain of appearances at the World Championship, the Alexandra Palace, after 11 successful appearances there, dating back to 2012. He missed one, and we're hoping to start rebuilding a chain and become a familiar face once again with the Alexandra Palace.
Yeah.
Michael, you require 160.
Two players on stage with European Tour titles under their belt.
167.
Ian White with 3 of them. Can't find the 167. Michael Smith needs to stay razor sharp on his finishing here.
32.
That's more like it from the bully boy. No messing around on double 16 on that occasion.
Well, when we talk about chains and successful appearances in events, Michael Smith has played in the last editions, 10 in fact, when it comes to the European Championship. First debuted in that event in 2014, finalist a couple of years ago, and that's the prize money that's up for grabs this year, which is why it's essential he makes sure that he's in that lineup. At the moment, though, with the results we've seen so far tonight, Nathan Aspinall picking up a 6-3 win over Marcel Volpen. That puts him close to position. Also, Richard Veenstra jumps into position from his victory over Peter Wright earlier. So Brendan Dolan now out of position, with Menzies, Nyman, Rasma all breathing down the neck of the players at that cut-off point.
57.
Yeah, Menzies it was who beat Ian White in the final round of qualifying for this tournament as well, but White elevated into the field. Menzies kicking off with a win earlier tonight against Johnny Clayton. Ian White looking to fill this one up. Having lost the last 2 legs, Ian White needs a response, and that's the way to go about it.
92. Ian, you require 107.
Starting on the 19s, just the single. Couldn't find the treble 16 that would have left
71.
A crack at tops.
Michael, you require 72.
36 plays 72.
$32. Ian, you require 36.
Well recovered. Could easily have squandered that one, but yeah, it's an important hole to throw. That's a big hold for Ian White. He could so easily have lost that one.
190.
Michael Smith not going anywhere just yet, though.
81.
Fast approaching 11 o'clock in the evening, local time here in Basel. Late night drama. Ian White and Michael Smith.
97.
Loads of room for one more.
190.
5th maximum of the game. 3-2 in favour of Ian White. Scratch that. It's 3 apiece.
They landed in almost the same place where Ian White landed his 3 perfect darts. And there might be some more coming here as well.
125. Michael, you require 44.
Well, that could be the difference. That single 5. Michael Smith here tops the shooting, the finishing.
24.
Has left a lot to be desired. He knows that.
Ian,
2
you require 115.
from 13 for Michael Smith. Tops for 5-2 and a break of throw.
75. Michael, you require 20.
Well, this is where he has to be absolutely on song. Double 5 now. Oof. What a skid saver that was for Michael Smith.
Ian to throw first.
Ian White with a missed dart at double 20. Michael Smith stepping in with his final dart on double 5. Rescue mission accomplished there.
That's for the 2nd time in this game as well. Double 5 coming to the rescue of Michael Smith after chasing it round. Most important thing for him, though, is he's still within touching distance of the diamond.
Well, it is good to see Ian White playing once again on a European Tour stage and playing a competitive match as well against a former world champion. A real strong reminder that Ian White is still, on his day, a really talented player. Bang on cue, throws
36.
36. Thank you for that, Ian. Commentators curse striking late in the night.
Let's give Michael Smith a bit of an opening here to make a charge now on the Ian White darts. This would be a real ideal time for Michael Smith to break it, because it would essentially make it a best of 3 with Smith to throw first.
I was going to say this would be the ideal time for another 180 for Ian White, but it's not going to happen.
45.
Well, Michael Smith has pretty much trailed from the word go in this one, but he might be about to get back on level terms at 4 apiece.
Ian White just not been able to keep up with the pace of which he had at the start of the game. He did come out the traps flying. Michael Smith just clawed it back. He's going through the gears.
57.
But he does have time on his side. Now completely outscoring Ian White in the legs.
Seen him go treble 7 from 61 before, but went for the 15s on that occasion.
Michael, you require 4.
Clearly a player who has every faith in his shot-making ability wherever he goes, but he's in the madhouse again. He's been there before, but this time
Michael Smith.
he finds a way out of it. And we are level.
Michael to throw first.
And having trailed 3-0 in this one, Smith has won 4 of the last 5, and is throwing first, 2 breaks apiece.
You see him there just asking himself for a little bit more, wanting to get a bit of control on this game now. Does have the advantage of throw. That'll reinstall him as favourite.
60.
And that'll probably be for the first time since about leg 2 in the game that Michael Smith would be favourite for this game. But he's starting to play like the favourite now, Michael Smith.
Yes, just as well that I think had White gone 5-2 up when he missed that dart at double 20, I think that could have been
57.
that. But, I mean, we'll never know. But it just gave Michael Smith that little bit of encouragement that he needed, perhaps. And
140.
yeah, he's certainly seizing the opportunity now. Down to 1-2-1 after 9 darts in this one. Maybe a 12 darter to steal the lead in this one. To earn the lead in this one, I should say.
97. Michael, you're 121. $81.
Yeah, treble 13 would have left double 16, but the single 13, but in plenty of darts, plenty of time in hand here for Michael Smith.
180. Michael, you require 40.
Well, it'll have to go, Michael. I really would advise it, because Ian White is no stranger to ton plus checkouts this evening.
No score.
Well, how it can all change in one visit. A moment ago, it looked like Michael Smith had time on his side. Now, Ian White's going to get a dart that tops himself for a breaker throw, and he finds it. A third ton plus checkout of the game for Ian White, and he's re-broke the throw of Michael Smith. And he's now a leg away from another upset on Friday's play.
All about the approach play there from Ian White. Gave himself the opportunity with the visit before that. Still left himself with a lot to do with that 107, but having taken out 130 and 103, I always felt there was a distinct possibility that he could make it a hat-trick of some plus checkouts this evening, and all of a sudden the tide has turned once again, and once more Michael Smith has paid the price for not taking out the opportunities on double 20. It has been a real feature of this match so far. 19 missed darts at a double for Michael Smith. He will know that. And Ian White with the throw, down to 3-6-1 after 6 darts.
134.
Well, this leg is in the balance, I really have to say that, although much depends on how it finishes off, really.
140.
Even if Michael Smith gets into position first, there's no guarantees. I think as long as Ian White stays in touch and gets himself into a reasonable position, he's not doing that right now.
Well, that miss now means that Ian White needs to find a treble.
41. Michael, you're 167. $59.
Well, Ian White really should have been stepping up at least with an opportunity to finish things off here. As it is, he's got 180 left. That will not enhance his mood at all.
Talk about things unravelling very quickly before your eyes. Ian White, one was his own doing, one was fate.
88.
That's another missed dart at tops.
140.
And this time Ian White is in position. I did say as long as Ian White was in position, he might well have a chance, and he has got a chance because Michael Smith did miss again, but the chance has gone begging here for Ian White with that first dart in the treble 5. 65 away. Try to trim 89 off the 25.
Michael,
well, to take us all the way to a last leg shootout where Michael Smith will have the advantage of the throw. Ian White did the hard work with the breaker throw. I feel like he just gave it straight back to Michael Smith. But the way Michael Smith's been playing, you feel there's a lot of importance here on the first visit.
90. 42.
42 for Ian White as well.
100. $43. 180.
Well, will that be enough of a cushion, even accounting for all the missed starts at double that Michael Smith has had this evening? I suspect
81.
it may well be.
131.
6 starts from 131, even without his shooting boots on. I think Michael Smith will be a very, very confident man right now.
55.
Unless Ian White hits a maximum here, he's going to have another 6 starts at 76 this time. He's not going to find perfection.
80. Michael Lee requires 76.
Michael Smith
Shot.
takes out double eights just when he needed to be inch perfect on the finishing. It let him down in the main badly this evening. 20 missed starts at a double, but in the end, double eight comes to his rescue and Michael Smith gets away with one there. 3-0 down, 5-4 down, but